We here at Behind Enemy Lines mourn the sudden passing of Marshawn Nealand. Our thoughts go out to Nealand's friends and family. If you or someone you love needs help, call 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Good morning, New York City, and welcome to Behind Enemy Lines with Freddy Daniele and Brayden Welch. New episodes every Wednesday at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Behind Enemy Lines with Freddy and Brayden, episode 3, where one of us is extremely excited today.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, but I just scared my cat. Oh my gosh. Hey, 11/11, man. Make a wish. And my wish came true today because, wow, Nico Harrison is gone. Ding dong, the wicked GM of the West is dead, man. Nico Harrison is fired, and I am fired up right now. Quite literally, I saw a meme today that went crazy. That I won't say this on the pod, so if you want to see what it says, you have to go and watch this on YouTube. I'll just show you, Freddy. But this is what I.
I mean, that's how it feels whenever you get rid of
let's just say that
cancer of your franchise.
Yeah, it's a couple of veterans. Happy Veterans Day, everybody. It's a couple of veterans reading a newspaper that has a certain dictator deemed dead, and that's how it felt today. I feel free. I feel excited. One down, one more to go with Jerry Jones. But beyond that, we are thriving, surviving, and the Eagles looked like crap last night. So I'm on top of the world right now, man. This is great.
Yeah, it's That's really good. I'm happy that I'm also happy that Nico's gone. I don't. That trade last year that broke everything was so bad. When people were chanting "Fire Nico" and you just see him sitting there in the stands, it was awesome. And I can't believe he even was able to live to see another season. But
defense wins championships, man. That's all he had to
they
say.
do.
Right? That's all he had to say. Now, what I'll say is, you know what also wins championships? A guy who can score 70 a game. So
he's been unreal. Luka's been unreal this season.
Insane. So I remember I was at a bar when that happened. I was with my buddy, my friend's bartending, and quite literally, I look over and like 3 guys at each different spots of the bar have their hands on their heads and they're just shaking, and I'm like, what's going on? I pull out my phone and nobody thought it was real. I was wearing my Lukas at the time and everything, and everyone started freaking out. And
even Luka didn't think it was real. He was like,
no, yeah. I've never felt more solace in New York. Again, behind enemy lines here, where the New York Knicks stole away Jalen Brunson from us, and yet I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh wow, so everyone's just rocked by this one. It still hurts.
Unreal.
I lost my joy for basketball for a while there, just because it felt like nothing mattered. But you know what?
And then you guys cheated and got the first round pick, the first overall.
Sold our soul.
Made
for
a deal.
it, man.
And that's probably going to work out. Flag, I love Flag. I'm a Duke fan, so Flag is great.
He had a career night last night,
yeah.
too. I mean, we only lost to the Bucks by 2.
Great game.
And he, I think he ended up with 29 points, almost a triple-double.
And Kyrie and AD aren't even back yet. When that happens, that's gonna be a dangerous team.
I don't know if AD's ever gonna come back, man. He's basically blind in one eye right now too. So quite literally, I'm worried about that. But when Kyrie comes back, if he comes back and decides he wants to be a part of this team, legitimate worry is that the team just starts to crumble and we end up having to trade him. But honestly, I was texting my buddy who's a big Mavs fan, and he was saying, I hope that my kids will be able to see a Dallas Mavericks Finals championship win, because it might not happen for another decade. Which, by the way, is going to segue beautifully later with my tears, and just a little cheeky hint going forward that the tiers are something else today. I told you every week they're gonna be a little bit different, so it's gonna be a different tier list today.
To see 'em.
But yeah, dude, how's your weekend, man?
It was good. We just chilled, watched some ball while working. I had 4 straight days of work, so now I've kind of had like a little bit of a grace period here. I've not had to go in Monday or Tuesday. Tomorrow we're back to it, but it's been good. You get to chill. We get to do our thing. We get to plan out our segments, watch some good ball. Speaking of not good ball, there were a lot of bad games.
Oh, there were so many.
Monday kind of made the weekend not great. Yesterday I was a little upset despite a win. It wasn't great. How about you?
I mean, dude, like, if you want to talk about the NFL week here, it genuinely was a don't judge a book by its cover, but maybe you do, because, like, if the bookends of the week, right? You started with that terrible Thursday game with the Broncos, and you ended with a terrible Monday night
7-10 and 7-10 to end it.
Right? So, and I mean, yeah, what was the score it got me this week was kind of crazy, too, because you had 2 games that ended 44-22.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of those weeks that was just, it felt like we were in I'm not a big conspiracy theorist guy, but it did feel like a simulation a little bit. Someone went crazy on the Madden simulation this week, so it was a little wild. I'm excited to chat today. Primarily, this. How do you feel about this first matchup we're talking about, Bills Dolphins?
Man, I mean, we got 9 segments today. Starting with Bills Dolphins, I feel is a really good one because it kind of goes against everything we were saying last week with the MVP race and, the Flotilla. Allen was 28 of 40, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns, an interception, a fumble. Tua, 15 of 21, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They both were not good.
Yeah, quarterback doesn't matter, right? That's what we've learned this week, I guess.
I mean, they were both bad. And I think starting with this one, I have a pretty interesting take here. Also, starting something new, I'm going to try to limit to our talking points to like 10 minutes per section. It's probably not going to work. We're going to see how it goes. I think that the Bills are in trouble, and it's panic time in Buffalo. I never really say this with them because, they just came off a big win against the Chiefs, and they've had some big wins, but their losses are bad. Really bad. They've lost to the Patriots at home in the division, and now they've lost to the Dolphins in Miami. I don't know who the other loss was. I can't remember. But
they beat the Chiefs. I'm blanking on who that last one was.
Who was it? But yeah, no, it's been some bad losses here, and it was the Falcons. They lost to the Falcons by 10.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think it is panic time in Buffalo. You have a Patriots team that seems to be back. By the way, this sucks. I'm going to just be straight up. This is awful. I hate this. I hate everything about the Patriots being back. This wasn't supposed to happen. They had their years of glory. They got their 6 rings. They should not have a good team again, but they do. And the worst part is that this season is probably the worst they're going to be because they have nobody on offense except that quarterback who's playing out of his mind. But back to the Bills, and him too. He's been great.
Finally.
I mean, back to the Bills. What do? You guys have spent all this time. You've had this window open ever since the Patriots lost that wild card game in 2019 and Brady left. You've had a chance to get to the Super Bowl, and you just can't do it. And if you couldn't do it then, there is no way you'll be able to do it now with an AFC East that is getting better. You have the Patriots who are going to be constant contenders, it looks like, who beat you at home. Buffalo has to go to Foxborough to try to win a game against a Patriots team with all the momentum. They're going to get swept. And honestly, now you're starting to look at Buffalo and you're like, are they going to get into the playoffs? You got Philly soon. You have all these other, I don't know who else they play on their schedule, but you have Philly coming up. You guys won your division last year, so your schedule is not a pushover schedule. It's going to be really tough for these guys. I think that Buffalo, I'm not going to really talk about Miami because we all know Miami's done. They got a good win here. It's a fluke win. It's not going to mean anything going forward. Tua still is not playing well. Doesn't mean anything.
Tua played terribly, man.
Yeah, it just goes to show how bad the Buffalo, not just offense is, the defense is terrible. And I don't want to put a lot on Josh Allen here because I don't think he's the issue. If anything, he is the one bright spot we have because despite his 2 turnovers, his game wasn't terrible. And if you look, he's commanding that entire thing. He had so many plays where he had to walk out. It was a busted play, and he had to, like, point to guys to go all over the field. He'd extend the play by, like, 15 seconds and then throw it, and it would still be a first down. But, I mean, you cannot – this goes back to what I was saying about championship teams. You cannot expect your quarterback to do everything and get to the Super Bowl. It won't happen. It will not happen. You need weapons.
I mean, I will say, right, I think this actually goes back to kind of what we talked about. I mean, what we talked about on the last 2 episodes is that division games they're a coin flip, man. Like,
yeah.
I'm not too stressed about this for the Bills. They're 6-3, right? It's like, in my opinion, not too stressed. It's like, it might just be kind of a blip. I think it could be a get right. I mean, no one loses to the Dolphins and takes that lightly. What I will say is they play the Buccaneers next week. That'll be a real test. Which also, pity the Buccaneers, man. They have back-to-back really tough matchups.
Yeah.
But then, then they go kind of easy. They go Texans, Steelers, Bengals. Bengals might be a trap game, right? But, like, they finish the season on the Browns, the Eagles, which are a cakewalk. The Browns, Eagles, and then the Jets. So, I'm not necessarily, worried about them. I will say, and so if you think they're missing playoffs, maybe this is a moot question. But I will say, if they're a first-round exit, because I don't think they're going to get the bye, although the AFC this year feels more open than ever.
Yeah.
With the Chiefs struggling, the Bills not running away with it. I mean, honestly, with like no team that really looks like, oh my gosh, they're going to win it all. With the Bills probably not getting that bye, if they're a first-round exit this year, is Sean McDermott out of there?
Yeah, 100% he is. He's on. I mean, I'm pretty sure, hasn't he been on the hot seat for a few?
He was on the hot seat a couple years ago, and then they went on that crazy run and like had an amazing team. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, this guy's made the playoffs. He's on at an incredible rate. He really takes that team. I think he's a fantastic coach. I think it's overreaction. I don't think there's any coach that's going to do any better with this team. You don't really have any receiving weapons on that offense. James Cook is great, but you don't really have any, like, your defense is aging. There's not really much there.
Yeah,
I mean, they've done a lot with what they have. I feel like it would be an overreaction, but I've been wrong before about coaches.
Yeah, I mean, if they, I guess maybe they shouldn't fire him, but he's definitely going to be on a hot seat. And if the Bills end up going 10-7 this year and they lose in the first round and they use their draft to actually get Josh some weapons, beef up that O-line, get some receivers, get some defense, then we're looking at something next year that could be good. It just seems like this year for the Bills, they don't know if they're a rebuilding team. They don't know if they're a contending team.
I think as long as you have Josh Allen, you have to go on.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but like at some point when it gets down to this sort of stuff, it's just getting bad. You've had 3 losses that are bad. By the way, the only loss that they didn't get blown out in was the Patriots one. They got blown out in the Falcons loss and the Miami loss. It seems like this Bills team, even though they went into a big hole week 1 against the Ravens, they just can't seem to get out of it ever since then. If they go into this hole, they can't get out. And I think that's what's going to be very interesting about the Bucs next week, is that they need to make sure that they get those scores early and keep the Bills from scoring. Because it seems like it's honestly, no offense to Allen, because it's not on him, it's pretty easy to keep the Bills from scoring.
Yeah, well, he just has nobody to throw to, man.
Keon Coleman.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, Cook, though.
Moving on, though, you want to talk about Ravens-Vikings next, man?
Yes, Ravens-Vikings. I have a lot to say. Listen, I think we've talked about the Ravens and Vikings the most on this show so far, and it's called Behind Enemy Lines, and it's about the Cowboys and Eagles. But The Vikings, I have a lot of issues with the Vikings right now. Lamar, I just want to go over the numbers. Lamar was 17 of 29, 176 yards and 1 touchdown. McCarthy was 20 of 42, 248 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. The Vikings defense did what they needed to do. They are a great passing defense. Only one quarterback has been able to easily pass against them, and he's the greatest quarterback of all time. I mean, it's the defense does their job. And J.J. McCarthy is just a rookie. But it takes a special someone to make Justin Jefferson look bad. You had Sam Darnold out here, he made him look good. You had Josh Dobbs out there, he made him look good. You had Nick Mullins out there, he made him look good. And even Carson Wentz didn't. But Kirk
he
Cousins
peppered him with targets still, though.
Yeah, he still would do that. Justin Jefferson, there were 2 points that were on him, but the rest of them were terrible throws by JJ. Right after his week where he's like, my alter ego is 9. Dude, you're a rookie. Bring it back a bit. Be a little more humble about it. Realize, you're learning, and I feel like we could all have grace for that. I have grace for it. I understand. It's his first year. But this is a bad start. This is...
Bless you.
Sneezing from... disgust.
Wow,
this
you're
is
allergic to the Vikings offense, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you're making an offense that has such good weapons look terrible, and it's on you. This is all on the quarterback. I mean,
the one thing I'm going to argue about that with you is say, I don't think J.J. McCarthy is Joe Burrow, right? I don't think he can. And of course, I say that, by the way, and it's not like Joe Burrow has a lack of weapons around him, right? T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, fantastic. They didn't really invest in that run game. Chase Brown is an okay running back. He's not anything special. He's not elite. He's a decent running back, and that offensive line is terrible, so it helps that they have to throw all the time. You can't win with J.J. McCarthy and no run game. I mean that's what Michigan saw in college. I mean that was one thing. He can thrive. I genuinely believe he can thrive in ironically they played the Ravens almost a Lamar Jackson role where you sit there and you say, hey, you talked about Jalen Hurts in a Jalen Hurts role. We're not asking you to do everything. And I think if you can do that, if you can say like, hey, we just need you to do your job. We just need you to get the ball to Justin Jefferson. We need you to get the ball once we're in the red zone. We need you to, be able to push forward and get a touchdown. If you're asking him to throw 30 times a game, Aaron Jones, I love the guy, looks geriatric.
Yeah.
You have Jordan Mason, who's just fallen off a cliff. He doesn't exist anymore.
Terrible.
There's no running game there. And this Ravens defense, while it's looking better, is still not top-notch defense.
Nope.
And so you should have had a...
Jefferson was open on almost every play.
Yeah. And so that's where I sit there and I go, look, I don't think it's all on JJ. I think he has a chance to have a future, but you need to get him a solid running back. Otherwise, that means, he's going to flame out. He cannot throw that many times a game.
I agree. Is there a chance that the Vikings in this offseason make a push for Breece Hall?
The issue, by the way, this all goes back to this last year because, why they traded for Jordan Mason in the first place is because they did not have they had the least amount of draft picks in the draft itself.
Because of JJ, right?
And I believe they had 4 off the top of my head. And I believe, if I'm doing the correct, they didn't have a second or a third, or maybe they had a second, they didn't have like a third or a fourth. If it's something like that, they did not have the ability to draft a running back then, and so they traded for Jordan Mason because that's what they could do. And it's that thing of you run into this kind of pitfall. You don't have the draft picks, so you can't get the players. Well, okay, so what? Are they going to trade a second-round pick for Breece Hall or a third-round pick for Breece Hall? It's like, you just put yourself in the same position.
Yeah.
You kind of, granted, yeah, they need it, but I think they need to draft one of these guys coming up. And I don't think it has to be a high draft pick, but I think it needs to be someone that's promising. If you utilize a second-round pick on a running back, someone that's like genuinely going to be solid, I think it'll change the game for them.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you got to get a run game going because Jones and Mason are not going to cut it. Not right now. Especially
or get rid
in this climate.
get rid of Addison and then send him for a Priest.
Yeah.
I mean, only like almost a 1-for-1 because Naylor's looked really good.
Naylor has had a great season. He's been getting all the touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like, just use him as your 2. Jefferson 1, Breece Hall. That would be good. I like that.
Yeah. Jets need a wide receiver. Make it happen.
Going on to Lamar and the Ravens. I mean, come on, guys. What have I been saying? These guys are back. They're 4-5 now. They've gone from 1-5 to 4-5. And you know what? They're going to win this division. The Steelers look bad. The Bengals are kind of a confusing team right now, I feel. The Browns are not going to win this division. I think the Ravens have a real shot. I think that Lamar is going to, again, 12-5 or 11-6. They will lose one more game, maybe. I do not think I think every game for them right now, they know we're in the playoffs right now. Like, this right now is playoffs. We're one and done. You lose one, we're screwed. And they're playing like it, man. Lamar didn't have a great game through the air or on the ground, but he did what he needed to do to win that game. And that's what you need. That's what you need when you need a quarterback to play like an MVP. He answered the call. He did that. You know.
I know he hasn't played a lot this year, but I was out with my Ravens friend last night. Do you know he only has 1 interception on the entire season? I mean, that's crazy. I'm not saying that this guy. We've already talked about this.
I think only 3 quarterbacks have 1 right now.
Yeah, we talked about this last week, right? It's like, I don't think he's gonna win the MVP. I think he's missed too many games. It's just not gonna happen. But to show how valuable he is, they were a broken team without him. I think it's a testament to him, and you know, I agree with you. I'm hopping on that train, man. It's one of those things that I say, with a losing record, it is still their division to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Steelers just aren't it, man. That's boring football.
It's terrible.
That's boring football.
Terrible. They played an awful game, but I mean, you know, that's just what Steelers football is. You play bad and you hope your defense could be good.
Yep.
But
By the way, speaking of Nico Harrison getting out of here, man, Brian Dable is joining him outside. Yes. You know, I think if you had a flotilla of coaches, man, I think Dable is on an island on his own now. We've left him behind. He's marooned. He's out. He's gone. What are your thoughts, man? Because I genuinely think, in my opinion, I don't think this is a wrong firing. I kind of feel for him because I think that GM kind of screwed him over a little bit. But I don't think, you know, he has shown an inability to adapt, and now it doesn't help that Danny Dimes actually looks like a quarterback. So I think it's one of those things of the future's bright for New York. I think he is going to succeed elsewhere as well. I think he might get like an offensive coordinator job and do well there. Yeah. Or even go. I weirdly, after this year and how he's treated with Scadaboo and Dart and all that, and didn't see how much he really cares about these players. I honestly think he'd be a good college head coach, man. I think, like, you've seen the success that Matt Rule's had down there too. It's like, if Matt Rule can do it, man, you can too. So I think he could be good. I do think that they need to figure out what they're doing with, like, their strength and conditioning coach, I guess, because everyone's getting hurt on that field. Yeah, everyone's getting hurt.
It's a disaster.
It's a mess, and so but I will say, if you end up ruling Dart out for the year, because I don't know how long his injury's looking at right now.
It was a concussion, I think, so it should be like 1 week or something.
It's like second one this year, though.
Is it really?
Well, because he had that one. They got
during
fined
the Eagles
for how they in the Eagles.
Yeah,
game,
that could be. Yeah, I don't know.
So, I mean, one of those things that I look at is, if, let's say, he doesn't play this week, I think you gotta, as if you're the Giants, you're 2-8, I think you gotta bench Russ, man. I don't, like, there's nothing you gain from putting Russ in there versus a Jameis Winston that can, while is gonna throw a lot of interceptions, can actually get your guys, like, he can get your guys open, right?
Yeah.
He can throw the ball to the guys and actually get them.
He can see over the O-line.
Yeah, in a position to kind of maybe not win, but have entertaining games. And in the words of Lee Corso, man, In the words of Lee Corso, this is entertainment. Football is just our vehicle. So it's one of those things. I think you just throw Jameis in there because it's already a lost year. And honestly, if you're trying to get a high draft pick, you might as well keep losing. So
no, I agree.
But what are your thoughts on Dable, man?
Dable, he lost them 2 fourth-quarter leads in an epic collapse that shouldn't have happened once, let alone twice. I am never a fan of firing a coach midway through the season. I think it only hurts your players, especially a rookie quarterback. This is bad. It's a bad decision by the Giants management, and it's going to get... does the GM... This is a dumb question, but does the GM have any say in firing the coach?
I think it depends team to team.
It depends because I can't imagine that the Giants GM has any say in getting rid of Dable here. And if he does, though, do you think he does?
I wouldn't be surprised the way that he kind of runs. Like, he has the keys to that.
Yeah, then I would be like, you got to get rid of this GM at the end of the season because that is such a detrimental thing to do to a developing quarterback. We saw what it did to Caleb last year. Matt Eberflus was a terrible head coach, 100%, no questions asked.
He's a terrible coordinator, too.
Yeah, he's awful. He's not good at his job, but there is no reason to fire somebody midway through the season. I don't care how bad they are. I don't care how they're playing. I don't care if your team sucks. I don't care. Caleb's development was 100% halted by the fact that he had to learn 3 different systems, and he hasn't even... Well, now he's been in the league for a year and a half, but that's it. 3 systems in a year and a half is ridiculous. And the fact that now Dart is going to have to do that is just, it's not looking good. And that's what everybody says is when you're a head coach of a losing team, you're drafting a quarterback for the next coach to take over. But this is just, it's bad management from the Giants to not just ride it out with Dable for the rest of the year, no matter how bad he's been. And I don't like Brian Dable. And I heard what you said about him liking his players and that stuff. And I think that remains true to some degree. But I also don't think he does it. I also think that he could be such an asshole to them. The way that when Russell Wilson went back on for that Eagles game that they won, and he was yelling and going in the medical tent like, get it, Dart out of there. Like, and the way that Collinsworth and Tirico were talking about how excited all the Giants were internally for Dart when Wilson was starting, Dable effectively made him feel unwelcome. And then I want to go back to Daniel Jones. He didn't treat Daniel Jones particularly well when he was having his bad year, and now Daniel Jones is amazing. So yeah, I do think that Dable is a bad coach, and I don't think that he is particularly a player's coach at all. I think he's not a nice guy. I can't think of another head coach who's still coaching who's done something like that. Even the tough guys like Dan Campbell wouldn't do that. He embraced Jared Goff, and Goff almost went 0-17 one season, and Campbell was like, I don't care. This is our guy. We're going to keep going. Like, it takes a good coach to do something like that, and you stand by your players no matter what. You don't do what Dable did, and, he's gone. I don't like the decision that he's gone, but I also don't think he's a good coach. Dart is great.
If you want the largest case study, the issue, the thing that I kind of fear that Dart might turn into is Trevor Lawrence. You have with Urban Meyer getting handsy and then and fired, that first year. It's one of those things that, has he really ever become the guy we thought that he was going to be? No. But he had flashes, right? He's had flashes with each coach, and it's one of those things of he's had to learn so many systems. The Giants need to ace their next head coach, otherwise you're running into we can see, I don't want him, but we can see Dart out of the league in 5 years, man. It's like,
yeah, or he'll have another Daniel Jones-esque where he goes to another team and is great. He's another rushing quarterback. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, no passing, and he played a good game. Dart played a great game, and that's kind of been the theme of the Giants this year, is that your quarterback plays well and your coach coaches a bad game, which hasn't been the case for the past few years. It's been your quarterback is bad and your coach is doing his best with what he has. Now it's not. Now, I get Dable had no excuse, he's gone, blah blah blah.
It just feels like to me he's gonna go be like the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, right? Like some team that
The Bills could use him back.
Yeah, or the Bills get him back. I mean, I really like Ken Dorsey, so I don't know, but
The
like
Eagles should get him.
But that's what I'm saying. It feels like he's gonna go to a team that doesn't really need him, but is gonna be better because of it, right?
Yeah.
Just because like he'll scheme up some plays, and to your point, it's like, hey, if he's not I think he's a player's coach, but if he's not a player's coach on those teams, he doesn't really have to be, right? When
Yeah.
you have a strong head coach that can get that, and I can't believe I just called Sirianni a strong head coach, but he is.
He is. He's top 2.
And it's one of those things of like when you have a coach that can do that. He's not going to go and be, actually, you know what? Maybe he'll just join Mike McCarthy's staff next year when Mike McCarthy gets a job.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
man.
I mean, that would be if he joins the Eagles, I'll take back everything I said about him. But yeah, I agree with you. I think he's going to join a contending team as the offensive coordinator, win his ring, and even just to be there and make the team better. Won't make it worse, but it will make it better by a little bit.
Do you have any thoughts on who's going to take that position in the offseason, or you think it's going to be someone kind of random? Because there's not really, I mean, again, like I mentioned Mike McCarthy.
Maybe McCarthy, honestly. I feel like that's a Giants move to hire McCarthy.
It's going to be such a bad move.
It would be terrible. Or they promote their offensive coordinator who's interim. If he does a good job, you promote him. I don't think he will.
I don't think he will. It's one of those, or maybe, you could go get Ken Dorsey. I feel like going for another Bills coordinator is a little bad luck for them.
Yeah.
Going and grabbing, maybe, hey, Bill Belichick, man, it would be crazy to go from the Patriots over to the team that beat him twice in the Super Bowl.
They'd be bad again.
They would be.
They would be bad.
He wouldn't be able. I think he's gonna retire.
Yeah, he's got to.
Going over to the Bears, man. We don't have, for spoiler alert for some of our listeners, we don't have a qualified fighters or frauds today. But I do want to go ahead and put that in your radar of are the Bears fighters or frauds, dude? I think like this is one that I want to talk about because they feel like they're 1 year away to me. But I feel like we say that every year, where they're like, hey, we're like, hey, you know what? They're just one piece, man. I mean, we did that back when they had Justin Fields and didn't deserve the first overall pick, but they got it because of the Panthers, right?
Yeah.
So it's like they feel like they're 1 year away, one piece away, and
they do.
That's been going on for 3 years now. I don't know what to do with them, man.
Yeah. They're frauds, 100%. I do not think these guys are fighters. I think they've had some good wins and they have a good record, but. And you know what? I think they could maybe do a playoff run. They're 6-4 right now. They play the Vikings. I think they'll beat the Vikings. 7-4. Steelers 8-4. They'll lose to the Eagles 8-5. Lose to the Packers 8-6. Beat the Browns 9-6. Lose to the Packers 9-7. I didn't count right, but then I think they would. Honestly, no. I see them going 8-9. I don't think they're going to. Be playoff people. They are not a great team. You see them play the game, and I mean, this is where you use the eye test, and you got to be like, wins don't always count for anything. Caleb Williams was the first overall pick. He hasn't been playing well. His completion percentage is astonishingly low for a guy with that many weapons on his offense. And I'm not even going to blame the head coach here because I think that the head coach is coaching really well. And I think that the defense is playing out of their mind. I think that Caleb just needs to be better. And against this Giants team, game-winning drive, great job. Same with the Bengals, great job. He's had these flashes where you see what type of player he is, where he could escape out of the pocket and do some Mahomes play to just make his team get in a position to pick up a first down. But he doesn't seem like he's fully at that point. Again, like you said, a year away. One more year, Caleb could be great. And I think we'll see that. But for now, he's still looking like the third best quarterback. I think he's better than Bo Nix. He's looking like the third best quarterback in that class behind Daniels, and then I think May is probably number one.
So if you're starting a franchise today, I think this is an easy answer. But if you're starting a franchise from scratch today, doing a fantasy draft that everyone's just drafting new players, would you rather have Trevor Lawrence or Caleb Williams?
Probably Caleb at this point.
I would agree.
Yeah.
So then here's the other part of that. Would you rather have Trevor Lawrence and a future, call it second round pick, or Caleb Williams? The fact that you have to think about that is terrifying to me, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like, the fact he has just, again, I feel like we're constantly waiting. And honestly, I don't know if you watched his senior year or his last year. I think he stayed the full time. But his last year over at USC, man, it's like he wasn't all that good. He was so great the year before.
Yeah, and then like, his last year, they didn't even make.
Fine.
Their record wasn't great.
Yeah, he hasn't played really great winning football in a long time. And I'm starting to, like, get a little worried that maybe that's who he is.
Yeah. I mean, when you said Trevor in a second or Caleb, I was thinking, probably Caleb because you got to get weapons around him. And then I thought, he has weapons around him.
Yeah. So many. And so it feels,
so many.
It feels like it's trending towards, and I'm not 100% sure, but it's like if you could trade, if the Bears get close to the playoffs but they don't make it, I think you could see a deal. Last week you talked about Joe Burrow getting traded. I think you could see a deal where Caleb and a couple of first in a Stafford for Goff kind of move, right? Caleb and a couple of first go over to the Bengals, who are kind of in their retooling, rebuilding phase. I think it actually kind of benefits both teams because that offense is built pretty strong, I mean, if you keep DJ Moore happy, you got Luther Burden coming up, you got Rome Odunze ascending.
Burrow without Jamar.
And Jamar with Caleb Williams might unlock him.
Maybe. I like that. I don't think it'll happen, but
the Bengals
that's something. That's a cool thing to think about. I always love those scenarios where like you could think of a 1-for-1 kind of quarterback swap. I always still see Burrow for Love going to the Packers and Love going to the Bengals.
After last night, they need that, man. That's crazy.
The Packers do need that, but I want to move on over to Patriots at Buccaneers. May was 16 of 31, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Wasn't so pretty, but he got it done. Baker, 28 of 43 for 273 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. The Patriots went into the Buccaneers' house and sunk their pirate ship. What do you make of this, man?
Dude, so, first of all, potential Super Bowl matchup right there. I think this would be a very fun Super Bowl.
I agree.
The ratings might not be through the roof.
Really? I mean, the Brady teams, I feel like that's...
the Brady
and Gronk teams right there.
Yeah, Brady Bowl will go crazy. And that would be... So maybe it would be a good ratings, good reviews. But I honestly think it was a very entertaining game. It was both very, very fun teams. Both teams that are... I know you don't like the Patriots. I like Drake May. I think it's I think both those teams are fun to root for. And so... just because they built it the right way. They both kind of taken a lot of guys from other teams that are kind of reclamation projects a little bit, right?
I don't root for them because of biased reasons and my agenda.
Oh, yeah, I know. But what I'll say is the Patriots won on the road. Drake May was not efficient. That was actually quite literally one of his, at least from a statistics standpoint, one of his actually worst games of the year.
Yeah.
But what I'll say is there has to be some sort of, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know what Vrabel was doing all year last year, but the fact that he wasn't a head coach last year, right? And the fact that now he's come in, and I think we can go ahead. If there's a gambling man out there, place the bet now that he's going to be coach of the year. I think he's won the coach of the year 100%. Award already. He's taken this team. It's ascended in his first year. That defense looks great. That offense looks phenomenal. He's utilizing guys, and good old Booty, is still hurt, right? So it's like you have these guys that are really, really coming out there. The question that I'll ask about the Patriots, and then we can get over on the Bucks, but Patriots, man, like we talked about a little bit, is Hendo like here to stay, or is he kind of, because I mean you look at like Kyle Monangai over for the Bears, right, who had over 170 rushing yards 2 weeks ago and went straight back into the committee when Swift was healthy. If Ramondre comes back, is Hendo the starter still, or are they relegating him back to a committee?
Well, I think the difference is that Swift doesn't have the issues that Ramondre has. Ramondre's fumbles are awful.
Yeah.
Swift's issues are he can't find the open lane, but he's kind of seemed to get better at that. Ramondre legit is, I just think that he's not good. I thought he had a good rookie year when he played, but I mean, so far he's had 3 fumbles in the season, all of them lost. And I just think that Trayvon's been better. Like, you cannot, this is like a Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle situation. I get it. You got your ego. You want to keep this guy here. No, put Henderson in. Get this guy to be your leading rusher. Have him open up the passing game more like you were doing this game. Get Ramondre into a backup role because he cannot hold on to the ball. You keep giving him chances to. He's like that guy on the Rams, except Kyron Williams, except worse.
Yeah.
Kyron Williams is at least decent at getting yards. Like, he'll get you yards and then give a fumble that costs the entire game. But he'll get you the yards and he'll get you a touchdown. Ramondre will give you a fumble a game and then rush for maybe 2 yards a gain. And it's just, he's not efficient. I say you start Trayvon. You start Trayvon for the future.
I would agree with that. I think, obviously, if this was a lost season, I think you move to him a little bit earlier, right? You really don't want your Super Bowl contending team being run by a rookie, right? Or being reliant on a rookie. So I understand why they've kind of been hesitant, but I think the genie's out of the bottle here. You got to move it on. I will say, speaking of running backs, the Buccaneers, man. So I will say, as far as losses go, this is about as good of a loss as you can get.
Yeah.
You lose at home, but you lose in a tight game to a Super Bowl contender. And Baker played well. That's the other thing, right?
He had a great
really
game.
Good game. And so I think, genuinely, we're running into a situation where that team needs Bucky back, and they need him yesterday. That run game is just not doing it anymore. I think Bucky has kind of solidified himself, like almost kind of and this is a hot take here, he feels kind of Kamara-esque back in peak Kamara, or I would argue that in a vacuum, like let's say even next year, right? But we can call it this year. In that offense, he would have better stats than currently Bijan has on the Falcons. I think it's just that kind of vibe of Bijan, is kind of held back by quarterback play. He's held back by some coaching decisions on when they're going to run Algier into the ground and all that. But also, it just feels like that offense gets unlocked when Bucky's there. It's that one little piece that cannot be stopped.
Yeah.
And since then, since he's been hurt, they've been playing great. That offense looks amazing. But in the key clutch games like this, when your running game can't do anything, there's literally, they have no way to keep that lead or to really hold that game down, right? You have to pass every play.
They've been going to what's his name? Cade Otton. And Cade Otton every time on those like third and shorts now has just been passes to him.
Getting those big plays. It's like it looks good, but I think they need Bucky back, and they need him back soon.
They do. I fully agree. I think their receiver game, there's no issue, and that's a crazy thing to say.
Crazy.
With their 2 best ones missing, they're actually kind of better with Bucky and Tez being Emeka and Tez being the 2 guys. I think that's going to be their 1 and 2 going forward. I think that Evans will probably be downgraded to 3 or retire at the end of the season. One of the 2. Godwin is definitely gone off that team. But, the Buccaneers are a great team. I'd say them, Seattle, and the Rams are like the top 3 in the NFC right now. Those are the 3 teams to beat. And they've been great. And,
You left a team off of that, man.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Well, I have a lot to say about this team. I would probably put them at 4. But
wow, that was a bad game, huh?
It was. You know what? Let's just go to it. Let's bite it early. Eagles, Packers. Our friend Josh isn't going to be on this episode of Behind Enemy Lines because both of us were ashamed. So I'm going to be ashamed for him.
Yeah, I should have just gone to bed, man. It was a snooze fest.
It was awful. This was like one of the most hyped games. There was so much smack talking between us that I was praying. I was like, we need to win. We've been talking so much smack. And then we won, and there was nothing to say. Like, I was just like, what am I even going to say? What am I going to say? We won. You guys lost. Like, that doesn't mean anything after a game like this. It was a 7-10 score. Hurts was 15 of 26 for 183 yards, 1 touchdown and a fumble. Love was 20 of 36 for 176 yards, no touchdowns and a fumble.
What's that average? What's 36? Yeah, what's his average per pass on that?
I don't
That's
even
insane.
know.
That has to be so massively low. Oh
It
my
was-
gosh.
It was as boring of a game. It was one of the Eagles' worst games they've played, and we've lost 2 games this season. Like, this was bad. I don't even know. But I do have a lot to say. I think that there's some really, really hopeful parts about this. And I do kind of want to bring hope back to the Eagles here, because I do think they are the 4th best team in the NFC, if I'm being completely unbiased. I know they beat the Bucks. I know they beat the Rams. We never beat the Seahawks. It just doesn't happen. But I do think they're the 4th best because the others have been consistent. The Eagles had 2 weeks of consistency, and I'm going to give them that they're coming off a bye, and when they come off a bye, they never play well. It's just how they've historically been. Last year was their game in Cleveland, where they barely won against Deshaun Watson, and then we won the Super Bowl. So I'm going to give them the benefit of a doubt of a 7-10 game. Hurts didn't play well, but I will say the difference between how he played and how Love played is genuinely on the offensive side for the Eagles. No one was open.
Yep.
AJ was open, and he missed him twice during the whole game. That was it. But nobody on the offensive side for the Eagles was open, and when nobody was open, Hurts made the right calls. He would either throw the ball away or run back to the line of scrimmage. That's what he'd do. And, you know, he didn't take unnecessary sacks. He didn't take a single sack, which is surprising. But he was able to run back to lines of scrimmage and throw it away when he had to. That fumble was devastating. It would have been 17-7. But, you know, it wasn't. They made a great play on the ball. They punched it out. It's tough for a quarterback to even see that, especially when they're pretty sure that they're down or going down. But it was a great play. Great play by the Packers defense. That Packers defense is outstanding. They are amazing. And I know the Cowboys put up 40 on them, and I know that they put up 40 on the Cowboys. But that was also I like to grade teams before a bye way early in the season different than I do at this point. And the Packers consistently with the defense have put up some really good numbers, especially with the past few weeks. And they were great. The defense was unbelievable for them. Their offense, the Packers offense, and I think this kind of could come back to the Eagles offense because I think our coordinator does need a little help. I don't want him to get fired. I think that would be awful for midway through the season to fire your offensive coordinator. But the Eagles offense gets stale and conservative. And I think it has to do with them really having a lot of faith in that defense, which I thought was great. You can't win games like that. You cannot do that every game. It worked for the Buccaneers, and it worked for this game. It didn't work against the Broncos, who are one of the worst offensive teams in the league. This can't happen again. You cannot just do these dumb plays. On 3rd and 2, no, it was 2nd and 2, Brayden. They passed the ball every time. There wasn't a single run. Saquon would have picked that up. You run that twice, and he will get it. And then that last call, the 4th down call, I will defend. That pass to A.J. Brown, I'm going to defend it. Nick
the Packers
Sirianni
defended it too. So
the Packers did defend it, but Sirianni, to his credit, I think he gave the Eagles a chance to let their playmakers make a play. And we've seen this season 9 times out of 10 that play ends the game and works, and it just didn't this time. I think also Sirianni knew your defense is going to stop Love. I mean, I genuinely, at that point that he threw that, I wasn't really nervous because I was like, Love's not going to get these guys into field goal range. It's not going to happen. He's not, and I hate to say this because I was a Love guy, he's not good enough to do that yet. And I don't know if he will be.
Come to the dark side. Come to the dark side.
Jalen Phillips was outstanding in his Eagles debut.
Yep.
Great deadline pickup. The Eagles defense was not as good as the numbers are making it seem because Love had guys open all night and just did not see them. But I think that also has to do with the D-line's pressure making quarterbacks kind of nervous. But yeah, what do you think? I
mean, honestly, the conductor of last night's game had to have been like a 4-year-old child hyped up on sugar because there was no rhythm on either offense, man. Like it was insane. Everyone looked out of sync, out of rhythm. The defenses looked fine, but looked decent. But to your point, once again, there were a lot of open guys on the field, man. There were a lot of open guys, and so my thought process. I mean, the one worry that I have for the Eagles, because I still think you're going to win the division. I think it's going to be like a pretty easy cakewalk for you.
Yeah.
Is, going back, you were talking about running backs a little bit today. I'm a little worried about Saquon, man. Like, that efficiency looks low. He had, like, a couple of big runs when the week before when he went off. But, like, beyond that, it's like he really hasn't had a great season. It's starting, like, I'm starting to think, I don't want to use the W word, man, but he looks a little washed. Like, he looks a little bit like he's lost a step. And his game is not Derrick Henry's game, who also looks like he's lost a little bit of a step. Derrick Henry's game is a little bit different because he's, so massive and huge. Saquon's is speed, right? We saw that with and agility. We saw that with New York whenever he was hurt and he couldn't fully explode and his numbers went down. And I'm starting to see that in Philly. I don't know. I know he's dealing with that injury. Do you think it's more the injury or do you think it's more just age catching up to him?
I think that it is a bit of... I don't think it's either of those. I think it's the O-line. Our O-line has been bad this year. And, it happens after a historic running backs year. You'll see them lose a step. It's happening with Henry, happened to McCaffrey, and it's happening to Saquon. And thank God that Saquon isn't injured or facing anything like that. But, the thing that I think makes Saquon not washed and makes him so important is that he also has hands. He could be a receiver. He could be receiver 3 or 4 for us. And I think that's super important for his game. And if he didn't have that, then we'd kind of have an issue. But I mean, one of the biggest plays of the game last night was when Jalen threw it to him and he made a play. And he got us down into the red zone and then bam, Devontae Smith touchdown. It was those two plays that really set the game. So I don't think he's washed. But I do think, I expected him to have a step back. I didn't expect it to be this much of a step. He might not even break 1,000 yards in the regular season, which is unreal to think of for a player of his caliber. But if we're able to win, because at this point, the best player on our team who's going to have to carry us and who has been is our quarterback right now. If that has to be how it is and we still will win games, that's okay. Maybe it'll be an opposite of last year where we went to the Super Bowl and he was not on. Saquon wasn't on. Maybe this year we go back and bam, Saquon's back. Out of nowhere, he plays amazing and he gets the Super Bowl MVP. But you never know. I don't think he's washed. I think next year he's going to have, again, another outstanding year. But we're going to see next year, Jonathan Taylor's not going to have as good a year. Bijan's not going to have as good a year. These guys are going to go down, and it happens with everybody. And I think, Gibbs and Montgomery are probably a different case because I don't judge them the same because they're kind of two different guys.
They're a tandem, too.
Yeah, you got to have one to have the other do well. And with Saquon, he doesn't necessarily... They try to do that with Tank Bigsby, but starting to see, that Bigsby game in New York was kind of just a New York being bad thing. But yeah, I don't think Saquon's washed. I think he's not going to have as good a year as he did last year, and that's okay. We're still able to win.
Speaking of teams being bad, by the way, I will say, dude, like with the Packers again. I said it last week. I'm a certified Packers hater, but I will say, I'm a little worried, job security wise. Not for LaFleur. I think LaFleur is great.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say.
No. I'm saying they're not gonna miss the playoffs, right? They're gonna make playoffs. The Packers will be a wild card. They'll make it in there.
And they'll lose first round, you think?
Yeah, and if they do, how loud do those Jordan Love chirps start to come through, man? Like, he hasn't really. He's had some really great teams around him, great coaching. He hasn't had that playoff success. You know, they were able to beat the Cowboys, and that's great. And it feels like they're riding off of that.
That's what he's been riding off of as a quarterback, it feels. And I think it stinks for him because the media, unfortunately, has severely overhyped him to a point where they were saying for, I think, 2 seasons in a row now, oh, Love is going to get MVP. He's the MVP favorite. For 2 seasons in a row. And he hasn't shown us that. I cannot think of a time that he's shown us that. He's had these games where he plays great, and then the very next game, he'll play terrible. And now he's had 2 games in a row where he's played terrible, and he's been the reason your team is lost. Like, Love, unfortunately, is starting to not look as good as everyone thought he was. And I agree. I think he's fully riding the coattails of that Dallas win 2 years ago against the Dan Quinn defense. And that was a great win for him. It was a great win to start with your first starting season.
Oh, yeah.
But you also were the reason you lost in the playoffs to the Niners and the Eagles. It's been 2 years in a row that you've lost playoff games. And if you want to, maybe this year you prove that you don't and you win a playoff game. I don't know. They have everything that they could ask for on defense to succeed. But I do want to say, I do think that offense, we got to give him a little grace because we do need to remember he doesn't really have a number 1 guy for wide receiver. Reed, Odunze, Golden. I mean, Kraft was his number 1, and he's gone. Like, Kraft is out for the season. It sucks that he was their whole offense, but...
Well, what I will say is they are investing in the wide receivers. I don't know. It's that kind of thing of, you know, they spent a first-round pick on a wide receiver this year, whether you like Matthew Golden or not. Right, he is a first-round pick.
Yeah.
You know, they've been signing these guys. They got Christian Watson. They got Reed. They have Dubs. You know, they have these guys that, like, they are investing in. I don't know. If you're going to compare him... You know, we talk about the Bills. You know, I'd rather have the Packers weapons than I would the Bills weapons right now. So,
100%.
I'd even, you know, I think I'd rather have the Packers weapons over a team that's still investing in their weapons around them. Like, well, against the Jaguars, right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, news broke about 10 minutes ago. Travis Hunter's out for the year.
What happened?
Yeah, well, he was on the IR.
sucks.
LCL repair.
Damn.
Expected to return in 6 months. He's out for the year. That's sucks for him. And sucks for the Jaguars, man. It's but hopefully he comes back strong. But yeah, I think those noises are gonna start chirping, and I would not be surprised if, I don't know how much you remember the kind of downfall of Blake Bortles. But it was, you know, Blake was such a, at the time...
magical year in 2017.
Yeah, he even had, like, a decent year before that, too. It's like, at the time, he looked like a promising young quarterback. And then he just... something happened. Like, literally just a switch flipped, and all of a sudden, he couldn't stop throwing picks. He couldn't lead his team to wins. And I'm starting to worry. I don't think that coaching staff's bad enough that that's going to happen. But I think the more games you lose because of Jordan Love, the more those, I don't know if he can handle the chirps anyways. So it's the more those little chirps are going to start coming through.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk the Rams Seahawks? Who you think is going to win that division, man?
I do. These are the teams here to beat. These are the guys. They're top of the top. You know, the Seahawks. Who did the Seahawks play? They played the Cardinals this week. And the Rams played the Niners. And they both won. I think it was the same exact score, no?
It
Or was that the Commanders game?
I believe it was the Commanders game that was the same score, but it was around. It was like 46
It was around the
to
same. It was like in the
24
40s to the 20s or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, I think that the Rams are going to win the division. They play each other this week. That's going to be the game of the week. That should be the Sunday night game, not Eagles-Lions, because I just think this will be a more entertaining one, because these are the guys who are going at it for the division. And you know, I think that the Rams are going to win it. I trust Stafford way more than I trust Darnold. I think Darnold has played great for what they're asking of him. But Stafford has more guys on offense that he throws it to. He has Devontae Adams, and if he can't get going, you got Puka Nacua. If he can't get going, you get Higbee. If he can't get going, oh, Kyron's right here, hand it off. Like, you have so many options with Stafford, whereas Darnold, JSN, Ghost of Cooper Kupp, and you've got Kenneth Walker. And Rashid, yeah, he's now there too. So it's you know, you got two loaded teams, one of them completely offensive powered and the other completely defensive powered, looking like Legion of Boom 2.0. Like, you have these two guys who will just come at it, clashing at each other, and it's going to be, I don't know, I'm pretty excited for this. I think this is going to be game of the year.
I think it's going to be a great game. I do think that you run into so for the division, right? I don't even think that, let's say that the Rams win this week, right? But I do think that the Seahawks are going to win that division. I think the Rams have a couple weeks. They might trip up. Stafford, might sit out a game, right?
Yeah.
Like a little. I'm not worried about the Rams if they don't win the division, right? They've always kind of been one of those teams. I'm like, oh, they have McVay, they have Stafford.
Yeah, they could go on the road and win. Wherever.
Yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs, and then they'll, we'll see what happens there. I do think the Seahawks win the division. I don't know if they win this week, but I do think they win the division. What I will say though is I'm a little worried about Darnold being the same Darnold we saw last year
in the playoffs.
Well, not in the end of the season too.
Yeah.
He really started to.
His picks aren't looking good, and you saw that. During the I hate to interrupt, but like the Cardinals game, they looked like they were doing anything they can to blow that lead.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, it looks like this quarterback. Darnold's doing great. He's earned himself all the money in the world. He's definitely earned himself the ability to be a starting quarterback for the next 5 years. He's doing great, but I worry about him and his longevity throughout the season after what we saw last year. This feels like another Vikings situation where they're winning games, they're looking brilliant, their defense is phenomenal, but are they going to win the Super Bowl? I don't know if a Sam Darnold-led team is going to do that. Now, granted, so I think they're going to win the division. I do think that the Rams, I think a really fun, maybe like 3-6 or 4-5 matchup would be Rams-Seahawks.
Oh, yeah.
And I do think that the Rams would win that one. I think when it comes to playoff experience, I think they have the savvy. They really have like that kind of it factor that they can win in the playoffs. And I don't think, it would be a close game, but I don't think that's going to deter them from the fact that, if they lose the division, I still would take them on the road come January.
Yeah, they always play. They're basically playing road games at home every time.
Yep.
And the Seahawks' biggest advantage is that 12th man on the field stadium that they have.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, the Rams seem to play that at home, too, because there are no Rams fans in L.A.
Nope. Apparently not.
I still have Rams-Eagles NFC Championship game with the Eagles winning because we always beat them. Same with we always beat the Rams and the Packers, just can't beat the Eagles. And, I just think that they are the teams to beat right now. I think this game is going to be a great one. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I have the Rams winning. You have the Seahawks winning. Hey, you want to put a wager down on it, or?
Hey, look. I don't know if the Seahawks are gonna win this game. I'm not gonna lie. I think they'll win the division, and I think it'll be but I think it'll be kind of we talk fires or frauds, kind of a fraud check for them. If they can't get through. I think there's no.
It's a big test. It's a big test. Is this the Tom Brady game of the week, or?
I think so.
Probably.
I think so. We also, I will say, the Super Bowl this year does take place in Levi Stadium, so in the San Francisco, but it is in California, man. A little. It's not too far for the Rams to travel if they end up making it out there. So
where was it this year? New Orleans. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, man. This week's gonna be a fun one. There's a lot of really good matchups, man. You got Raiders Cowboys. I'm so hyped.
Is that the Sunday? What game is that?
Monday night. So
why would they do that? Why would they do that? Genuinely need to ask who paid them to be like, no, yeah, Cowboys. I get the Cowboys on primetime because they are fun to watch, but Raiders and Cowboys?
I mean, at beginning of the season, I will say, right, you think about it, right, you have Genty on the Raiders, you have Pete Carroll being the head coach there. There's a world that worked out, right, that you have Pete Carroll and Geno Smith. There's a world out there that's like, oh, maybe they're like the Steelers this year, right, where it's like it's a little boring to watch, but they're winning some games.
That pissed me off.
Yeah, but with the versus, and also it was technically for half a second an Amari Cooper revenge game.
Was he going back to the Raiders?
Well, he signed with the Raiders before he retired 2 weeks later. So,
well,
technically, this was the Amari Cooper revenge game, man. Like, I don't know why we're wondering why he was in primetime. Of course.
Yeah, but that can't be
Everyone's
the only factor.
Like,
like, where are you thinking that nobody this year thought the Cowboys were going to be good? Even Cowboys fans were like, yeah, no, this is like going to be a down year for us.
Schottenheimer didn't think we were going to be good, man. He literally made the comment in the interview. Was like, yeah, I'm glad we traded or he was like, we traded Micah to take some pressure off the team. That's nice. I was like, oh my gosh.
This is just wild. Like, this makes
we're better
no
now than
sense.
I thought we were going to be, and we're not good now. So
no, I agree. I just don't. These two teams. This is a 7-10 game again.
Oh man. Oh no. It's not even that. It'll be a 44-42 game. Just no defense play.
If that happens, that would be awesome. I would love that.
It.
The Cowboys will probably win that one.
So how'd our parlay do last week, man?
We lost. We lost bad.
We lost tremendously.
We lost within the Thursday night game.
Yeah, and whose fault was that? That was mine.
Yeah.
That was Brock Bowers got. By the way, yeah. 1 minute. I gotta be ticked off for half a second. Speaking of the Raiders, how can your leading receiver have one catch for like 30 yards? Like,
dude, it was so bad.
How do you go from Brock Bowers having like 179 yards to still being your leading receiver and have like 30 yards on one catch?
I really thought we were gonna have $1,000.
I mean, pepper the man with targets, dude. Well, we're doing basically an every other week at this point because I believe I'm paying for this one.
Yeah, we also lost the Giants money line, the Bills money line. Yeah, so,
Oh man. Oh.
They sold us, dude.
They sold us. Well, you know what? You get to make the first pick this week.
Yes.
You have that ready? What are you thinking?
I do have this ready. Give me the Patriots over the Jets. Keeping it calm.
Easy win, man. Easy.
Minus 850. Keeping it calm, man.
I love it. And you know what? Let's get a little spicy. Well, actually, oh man, before I get spicy, I do need to check to see. I want to see if Ramondre's playing. Because if he's not, I do want a Travion Henderson touchdown. I do believe that they haven't talked about it yet, so I'm gonna stay away from that one for now. Let's run over and say let's jump over and say I want over the new coached New York Giants, despite hating the Packers. I'm gonna say Packers over Giants.
Okay. I thought you were about to pick the Giants. I was like, oh.
And our bid ends at 2.
I like that. Give me the Buccaneers over the Bills. Upset.
Fantastic. Love it. I'm actually, I believe I feel good with that one. And then let's throw Cowboys over Raiders.
Like it. I like it.
Only at minus 185. That feels pretty decent. Don't you touch that Sunday night game. If you touch that Sunday night game.
I'm not. I'm not touching that Sunday night game. You know what?
Oh, easy win here. I think I know where you're going.
No. I'm going for Rams Seahawks. Give me a Puka Nacua. And this is up on DraftKings right now.
Yep. Yeah, it's we got some touchdowns here.
Give me 2 touchdowns for Puka.
Whoa! Whoa! I had so many ideas. I don't know if...
Puka game incoming, my guy. Puka game incoming. He's due for one.
Against that defense?
Against that defense.
Oh, wait. Here's what I'm going to say. I want to... Oh, I don't know if I want to... I feel like I probably want to call it there, but... I'm going to let it ride, because I believe in you to be right.
Oh, this is going to be right.
I'm going to say 49ers over Cardinals.
Yeah, I like
Only
that.
at minus 148 odds.
I like that. Give me Ravens over Browns.
There's the easy one that I thought you were going for next.
Easy one there.
Oh, man. Okay, and then throw me Chargers over Jags.
I like it.
On the road. We're up to $1,200 right now.
Give me Travis Kelce No, I'm joking.
Yeah, well, it's gonna end there if you do that.
No, I'm joking. Give me. They don't even have. Is J.K. Dobbins out?
He's been injured. So.
Oh, okay. Because they have R.J. Harvey touchdown, but no J.K. You know what? This is just gonna be. Oh, I can't even do anything for a Sunday night game. I was gonna put a touchdown, but.
Yeah, some of them are up, some of them aren't.
That stinks. Okay. You know what? You know how I just said Puka 2 touchdowns?
Oh, you're gonna do another 2.
If we're thinking a big game, JSN 2 touchdowns.
There we go. Oh wait, that is gonna be.
That's gonna be it. We're doing
so
some
that is
risque.
I'm gonna throw I have a little 10% boost. Thank you, DraftKings. We're not sponsored by them.
We're not sponsored, but sponsor
not at
us.
all. But thank you for that. We are coming out with we do have a sponsor coming. We'll talk about that next week. But yeah. Anyways, just stay tuned. That is right now. My gosh. So a 9-legger. Okay.
Okay.
A 9-legger. We have Puka Nacua 2 touchdowns, Jizen 2 touchdowns, Patriots money line, Packers money line, Bucks money line, Cowboys, Niners, Ravens, and Chargers. Okay, $10 for 8,229.
Brayden, if we win this, I'm quitting the show.
If we win this, I'll let you keep instead of just splitting 4-1 and 4-1, I'll let you keep like 4-8. I don't know for the 2 touchdown calls on each of that. That's crazy. We're
winning
insane.
this one.
Yeah, you're paying for next week's is what I'm hearing. That's crazy.
Listen, I'll pay for
that
this
is
money.
officially placed. If you want to trail our bets, please do so responsibly.
We're 0 for 2. Trail this one as well.
2, which means we're due for a success. That's what that means.
99% of gambling addicts quit right before they hit big.
Exactly, and we are the 1%. So,
exactly.
We're the other way around. Anyways, we're gonna go over to or continue the fun gauntlet.
Guess the player.
Fun gauntlet. Oh wait, so I have guess the player here for you. Sorry, I'm gonna take a sip of water.
Go for it.
Oh wait, I'm gonna send these to you.
Okay.
I think I have an obsession with running backs.
It's another running back.
Another running back.
3 in a row.
You are going to... So you are 1 for 2 so far.
1 for 2.
1 for 2. You are going to see... There's an easy... I feel like this is an easier one.
Okay.
I feel like this is an easier one. So for those listeners at home, this player has played in the league for 7 seasons. Has never played less than 13 games in a season. Has basically been no worse than the PPR RB28, and then 5 times has been a top 12 running back in PPR. Scored over 200 multiple times. The only time that he hasn't been a top 12 running back is when he has not played a full season. So you look at that. He started his career with 2 straight 1,000-yard rushing seasons, 1,050, 1,065, then had an 872, then 1,653, accompanied by 12 touchdowns, 805, and then last year 1,329 and 15 touchdowns, and then this year has 608 yards but 11 touchdowns already. Yards per carry sticks around 4, and then his receiving work is where I think you're gonna get it. Not much receiving work, only 1 career receiving touchdown, which happened last year. If you want to pause the podcast here and then try and take a guess, if you're better than Freddy, please leave a comment. But yes, this player has only 1 receiving yard or 1 receiving touchdown. That's last year. Has never had more than 400 receiving yards in a season.
What the?
I think it's a little bit easier. I think if you were able to get that first week, or that first year, that first week, I think you can get this one pretty good.
Could I guess what team he's on?
Yeah?
Is he on the Bears?
No.
Oh my god, there goes my guess. Bro, am I washed?
Are you about to be 1 for 3?
Was it a fluke win?
Think about elite running backs.
Okay.
I mean, this is a guy who was number 6 last year in PPR, number 6 this year,
Okay.
but not great in rushing yards this year. So he's not one of those rushing leaders. He only has 608 yards so far. 11 touchdowns. Last year had 15 on the ground.
Jeez.
1,300 rushing yards.
It's like I can't.
But his career high was 4 years ago. So his career best year was 1,653. He had over 300 fantasy points scored that year.
4 years ago.
He's a big carry guy. Typically has around 300 carries a year.
It's not.
You have a guess?
This seems too little. Wait. Yeah, no, it can't be. It can't be who I'm thinking.
You were thinking Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, it can't be him.
Yeah, it's not him. Look at the receiving yards, yeah.
Yeah, it's not him.
You need a hint?
I think I know it.
Who is it?
Is it Alvin Kamara?
No. Alright, I'll give you a hint here. He's played on 2 teams in his career.
It's David Montgomery.
No.
What? How is it not him? He's been on 2 teams.
Here's another hint. It's gonna give you the answer if I give you this hint. Or no, I'll tell you this. One of them was in the AFC, the other one was in the NFC. He's currently in the NFC.
One of them was in the AFC?
Like one of the teams was in the AFC. He started his career in the AFC, and now he's in the NFC.
Okay.
And that last hint, he played last night.
Is it Josh Jacobs?
That's Josh Jacobs, baby.
I mean, does that even count as a point?
Nope.
Yeah, that's not.
Definitely does not. I'll tell you right now. I think I try to get something to take away from each of these, right? Like it's something that's like really kind of crazy. I mean, look at like that game line, man. It's like he's never had a if you play fantasy football, he's never had less than an RB1 season when he's played a full season. Like that is, I didn't realize how kind of elite he was.
Well, I can't believe how little yards he has this year, and he still is like one of the top fantasy scorers.
Yeah, I mean it's a touchdown game, dude. And again, right? We talk about like full PPR, right? You're playing in leagues where you really have guys like Woody Marks that are going off because they're getting catches, right? That's it. This guy doesn't get a lot of catches.
Nope.
He doesn't do a lot of receiving work. He doesn't get receiving touchdowns. Only 1 on his career. I thought that was going to be the hint that tipped you off because it was a big commentary last year on how their big like attempt was to get him a receiving touchdown.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jacobs, you got me. You got me, Jacobs.
1 for 3. And I thought that was the easiest one.
That was easy, too. I should have had that. We just saw him play, and he's on my fantasy team. Should have had that.
Yep. Oh, there you go. Yep, Josh Jacobs, man. When healthy, elite running back. That's crazy. A crazy stat.
Freaking Jacobs. I hate you, Josh Jacobs. Brayden, are you ready for everyone's favorite segment
Oh, no.
in sports?
Oh, no.
Because I think that I am.
Oh, man. It only gets worse, man.
I think it only gets better.
Oh, no.
Coming in for the greatest boat that has ever sailed the 7 seas,
Oh, no.
we have Freddy's Fluctuating Flotilla
If I see Jordan Love up
taking
there,
sail
I'm going to jump
once
off the
again.
boat.
We have a lot to go over this week with this one. There's been a lot of movement, I feel, over this past week here with all the tiers going on. But we have a lot to go over, so let's get started. Temporarily on land, Daniels, Stroud, Burrow, and Purdy. All you guys are just chilling on the beach. Purdy is temporarily on land.
Yeah, he's got to build a home
Yeah,
at this point.
he's about to build a home there because, we'll see what's going on with that. Plank watch. Even though he did not play, Kyler Murray, you are on plank watch, my friend. I think that you are done on this team, and if you don't come back soon, and if Brissett has another good game, you're done. You're walking that plank. McCarthy, you're on plank watch, not because I think you're going to be gone in a year, but because you're not going to get better than any of the guys ahead of you. And Gabriel, you're on plank watch because you are close to being benched, my friend, for Shador Sanders. So, no one's walked the plank, so we're doing good on something right there, huh?
Not yet.
Not yet. Let's check out our boiler room because we got a pretty interesting one. Jacoby Brissett, Davis Mills, Aaron Rodgers, Bryce Young, my king. He had to fall after that terrible showing against a terrible team. And Michael Penix. Also, Tyler Shuck walked the plank last week and I didn't even put him on there. Feels like I didn't really give him a chance, but I'm not going to. These guys are all at the bottom. They're close to being on plank watch as much as I hate to say it. Passengers. Mariota, Flacco, Lawrence, Jones, and Dart. I think Lawrence has the longest passenger tenure. He has been on this boat for a long time. He's bought a lot of rooms on here. He's just been riding the wave as much as he can, That's all he's been doing. Nothing else, just that. Next up, crewmates. Caleb, Justin Herbert, Jones, Love, Dak, and Nix. Nix is the only one to go down despite a win because in his 7-10 game, he genuinely had so many guys open who he didn't see. They just won that for no reason. Oh, and I think Gino walked the plank. I think he did last week, didn't he?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, Gino's gone, as much as that hates me as well. Next up, first mates. Darnold, Lamar, Allen, Baker, and Goff. Allen has fallen. Lamar rising up, close to being a captain again. Lamar is going up, man. Showing how valuable he is to his team right now. Lamar's been going up there. Baker, he's staying there at first mates. He had a great game. They lost. Can't really feel like I have a reason to raise him to captains. Darnold, Darnold, if you keep trying to make your team lose at the end, it's tough for me to put you up there in captains. And Goff, show me you're a captain this week, buddy. Let's see if you could actually be one this week, pal. I doubt you can, because we're moving up to our captains, and you got to get through Jalen Hurts, Drake May, Matthew Stafford, and Patrick Mahomes. You got our 4 MVP frontrunners right here. You got the 2 who are actual MVP frontrunners right there in the center. These are our captains of the season. That's them. What do we think? Is the boat getting better?
Look, this might be your best one yet.
Yeah!
I'll be honest. You can clip that, chat. Yeah, this might be your best one yet. What I will say is that the bar was so low before this. So, no, I think this might be your best one yet. I would, tweak some things. Maybe throw. I think it might be time to throw Lamar up into captains. But of
he
course
wins next week.
Off,
he's going up there.
Yeah, he's coming off injury, and I do think that you can, I feel like Daniel Jones showed a lot this week. I feel like maybe he's kind of in that first mate conversation. And I think just with how the team is playing, though it's ugly wins, I think getting Rodgers out of the boiler room and throw him into passengers. If you have Joe Flacco there, you might as well have him there. But genuinely, I think this is looking pretty solid. This is looking
We've come a
pretty
long way.
good. You're on your way, man. Like tweaking, like literally, I think it's just those are just nitpicks. I really like this one. I am not seasick on this one. I feel decent. I feel decent about this one.
Go.
This is
No
good.
barfing this time on the Flotilla.
No barfing. You know,
That's
I
a
think
win.
I'm getting my sea legs, man. I'm getting used to it.
Oh yeah, I will take that win, man. I'll take that.
Look at that.
Moving on to
Fantastic.
Brayden's tiers. Before we do that, I'm going to send it to myself so we can
and
put it on the
share it up
screen
there.
right here. I'm going to go ahead and share this with you. And you're going to walk us through because I have some questions.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
So we're gonna look at the top tier. We'll start at the top this week. So, your top kind of championship contenders in the next 5 years, right? We're talking a 5-year window. I want to say lock it in right on those Chiefs and Lions. That's right. I'm not putting the Eagles up there. Not putting the Bills. Not putting the Buccaneers. Whatever. It's like I think as far as the teams that I can almost say like I'd put money down that say they're going to win a title in the next 5 years. I think the only two that I can say I'm secure about are those two teams. I think those are the teams. With that next tier though, success is inevitable. These are the teams I'm like I feel confident that they probably will win a title in the next 5 years. But obviously there's more than 5 of them in there, right? It's like there's not a guarantee. That's where you have the Ravens, the Rams, the Buccaneers, the Bills, and the Eagles. That's where I have the Eagles just because it is hard to get multiple Super Bowls in a 5-year window. And you know, I'm not saying that they're not going to do it, but there's a chance that they don't. With that next year, this is where we start getting to the little bit of the kind of, I would say, scarier teams, like the teams that I'm like, I really don't know what to do with you. They need some help, but you know, we're close. We're close to the chance of like within the next 5 years, right? So you have the 49ers. We always see they can turn it on, get a run going. Bengals, right? If they can get healthy, we don't know what team that is. Chargers. I think Chargers, if they get some help around Justin Herbert, which they already have, right? It feels like they just are like one piece away. Same thing with like the Broncos. If Bo Nix can go to a next level, then that defense is crazy. Patriots, I put that there too, just because while they are having a great year this year, you know, it's like, we have yet to see if there are playoff, fighters. Like if they're real people in the playoffs, or if they're just going to be another Bills, another Ravens against like the Chiefs, right? Same thing with the Seahawks, right? We have yet to see if Sam Darnold can win a playoff game.
Yeah.
Can actually be good in the playoffs. So it's where there's some questions there, but I think that they're close. I don't think that might happen this year. It might, but they need some love. Going on to the next one next year, which is One Can Only Hope. One Can Only Hope. Yeah, speaking of love here, where you have the Pittsburgh Steelers, where you're hoping here at this point, like maybe they can win. They're probably not going to. Same with the Packers. One can hope that they'll win a Super Bowl in 5 years, but I doubt it. Same with the Falcons, right? I think you got to get a quarterback change there. Like they have a good core, but unless Penix really turns it up, you're wasting time. Yeah. Cowboys is where I throw them there. You can hope that in the next 5 years.
We all hope every year, you know.
Right, like that's it. We're filled with hopium, and then you have the Indianapolis Colts, which is where I put them. Having a great year this year, right? But they've had a rough track record recently.
Yeah.
We have no clue if they're the Vikings of last year, So it's like we have no clue if they're just gonna fall apart down the stretch. One can only hope. Moving on to Stop Squinting, it's not there, which is these are teams that are just not gonna win in this 5-year window. Like you can maybe kind of see it, but it's not there. The Vikings are in this tier. Where you have the Texans, the Commanders, and the New York Giants. I agree.
That's crazy. I feel like a year ago we would not put the Commanders there, and now we're kind of like, yeah.
Like, and it's the thing. It's like reality hits you hard and hits you fast.
Yeah.
Moving down to the You're Delusional.
I don't like this one.
Which is the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Carolina Panthers,
Nope.
and the Chicago Bears.
Panthers are in, lock it in.
Yeah, sure. To win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years. Yes,
Yep.
totally.
Bryce Young.
Hey, here's what I'll say. The reason why this is this category is because I think all three of these fan bases are also kind of filled with hope and filled with excitement, and it's
and they're all delusional.
Yeah, misplaced excitement. It's delusion. That's even
fair.
lower than saying it's squinting and it's not there. And then after that, you have Give It a Decade. Teams that if we're talking 10 years maybe, but we're definitely not in the 5-year window, which is the Cardinals, the Titans, and the Saints.
Yeah.
Especially
the Saints.
Yeah. I mean, 10 years from now, the Saints could be great, man. But who knows?
Salary cap is a devil.
Finally on that last tier, man, pick a new team already. Which is a little harsh.
one.
I might get some flack here. We have the Cleveland Browns, the Miami Dolphins,
Yeah.
the New York Jets, and those good old Vegas Raiders, man.
Yeah, I like this. I would move the Bengals down to Give It a Decade.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, you're like giving up on them, huh?
I am giving up on them. I don't think that defense will ever get better until T and Jamar are gone, and by that point, the offense is already done.
So what if they get rid of Zach Taylor? Does that change things, right? What if they get like a defensive-minded head coach?
I don't think that changes anything. I genuinely don't think that does. I think their team is so. It's not. Their way of play is so unsustainable to the point that a Your Delusional team could beat them with one play. I just don't think they could do it. I think their offense will be great for years to come, but that defense is going to be awful every year. There's not going to be a year that this defense isn't bad.
I don't know, man. I feel like, yeah. I mean, there's the help that they need, right?
Yeah.
I think they need help on the defensive side, maybe a new coach, and if they can get that, I'm not the biggest Joe Burrow fan, dude, but I feel bad trying to count out a team that has him and Jamar Chase.
No, I agree with you. I'm not the biggest Burrow guy, but I agree with everything you say. It's tough to count out that team, but I mean, when that team starts making moves that actively hurt its franchise by paying two guys a ridiculous amount of money when you have a quarterback who you so trust, then you're starting to be like, all right, you're doing it to yourself and you just want flashy plays.
Yep, that's the Cowboys way, man.
That's
George Pickens' payday coming up.
It's coming. No defensive payday.
Not at all. Not at all.
But yeah, that was a good one. I liked that.
Thank you.
I liked those tiers. I'll give him a 9 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Great to hear. Great to hear. Yep, that's definitely what you said.
Alrighty. Well, thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Behind Enemy Lines. Next week, our first week since week 1 that both the Cowboys and Eagles play.
It'll be great.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah,
man.
And it'll be a good one, man. It's gonna be exciting. Gonna be a good weekend of football. And I'm excited to see what happens because we got some good games this week. Good games on the docket.
It's gonna be a fun one. I'm excited.
And we're both gonna come out with about $4,000 profit. So it's crazy.
That's gonna be cool. Both Eagles and Cowboys gonna come out with a win.
Yep.
It's gonna be great. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Awesome.
Alrighty. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
See you next week.
Behind enemy line. That's not right.
Enemy line.